This is a GODIN Freeway Classic guitar. Must be a candidate for most underrated guitar ever. I mean, most GODIN guitars, I'd probably say that about. They're just amazing quality for the money. They're getting a bit more expensive now, I've noticed, but they're still brilliant guitars for what they cost. That all GODINs, I've had loads of them, and that they always often outplay and outsound the certainly any of the competition in their price bracket, but they're usually as good as the real big name guitar makers as well. I've found quality's brilliant. Anyway, this one was a typical one for me, where it used to belong to me. One of my students bought it and used it for a few years, and I think I originally said, if you ever sell it, then give me first refusal, which I often do if it's something nice like this. And so he did, and I've got it back recently. Haven't set it all up properly yet. It needs a little bit of adjustment to suit me, but I've gone over it all and restrung it and that, and it, yeah, I've sort of forgotten how good this one was really. It's such a versatile guitar. It's got the two humbuckers and single coil in the middle, so you can get really good Strat sounds on this. These sort of in-betweeny kind of Strat sounds. It's really good for that, but it's got the humbucker sounds as well. Now that's nothing unusual, lots of guitars do that, but this one does it really well. And the pickups say GODIN on them, so they must be their own pickups. They're amazing, I think, considering they're not a pickup company. They're brilliant pickups. This one, it's got the thing a lot of these ones from this kind of era said on it, which is assembled in the USA from parts handcrafted in Canada. So GODIN's a Canadian company, which you probably know, and a lot of their guitars, I think the really expensive ones, I think, are made in Canada, whereas the sort of cheaper ranges, which this was one of, they were assembled, as it says, assembled in America, but using parts from Canada. Now, being assembled in America is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, most of the best guitars and the most expensive guitars, that's where they're put together. So you think of American Fenders and Gibson, PRS, Music Man, any of the top makes, that's usually where they've come from. But for GODIN, it's almost like a compromise that they send the bits there and they're made there. Anyway, brilliant guitar. I'm going to plug it in. I did demos of this before when I had it, but I'm going to plug it in and do another one now, just so you can hear a few of the sounds. Plays really well. I'm going to adjust it a bit more to suit me. It's not, the action's a bit higher than I'd have it at the moment, but I know with these you can just set them however you want. The neck's really nice. The neck's not that small. It's kind of I suppose a bit like a Strat neck, but a slightly wider feeling Strat neck, if that makes any sense. It's kind of a sort of quite shallow curve to it. It's really hard to describe, but it's maybe like a D sort of shaped neck more than a C, I would say, but it's really comfortable. And because it's a few years old, it's been played quite a lot. It's in good condition, but it's been played a lot. And the back of the neck's got a real nice feel to it, just from years of use. Not sure exactly how old this one is. I'd guess it's probably like 20 years old, perhaps. I don't know. Early 2000s, might be 90s, not sure. Anyway, I'll plug it in. Right, so that's a bit of a thin sound that I've set up on the Iridium, because this has got quite a big sound out of these pickups. But I think the sound's a little bit too thin, so I'm going to just tweak that a little bit, and still on the Vox setting, and see what other sort of slightly thicker sounds we can get. Okay, now I'm going to try a slightly heavier sound on the Iridium. I'll just put it onto more of the Marshall kind of setting. So that's the GODIN Freeway Classic. Brilliant guitars. Can't say much more about it really. I mean, it's quite a nice weight. It's not really light, but it's not really heavy either. It's kind of like normal kind of, I suppose, Strat telly, average kind of telly sort of weight, I suppose you'd say. I haven't actually weighed it. Yeah, great guitars, so underrated. This one's not for sale, but because I want to use it, but yeah, I know what I'm like. It probably will be for sale at some point. So if it is something you're interested in, then send me a message. But at the moment, it's not currently available. Okay, thanks for watching. Please click like if you like this one, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks.